Guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is K-Steph. If you are new here, you are most definitely welcome, and if you are a return subscriber, thank you so much for sticking out with me, your girl. So without any further ado, let's jump right to this video. So guys, as you can tell from the title, today I'm just going to be spilling the tea on my IVF journey. I'm going to be telling you everything. I don't know how long this video is going to go, but I want to make sure that I cover everything, the pro and con of going through IVF, and what I do differently that make my last IVF successful, and the things that you also need to know before you go into IVF. I'm just gonna let you guys know my personal experience, and as well I'll be reading some things out on my phone, things that I screenshot back then when I started this journey. So yeah guys, I just don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm just here to tell you my successful story. Hopefully you guys can learn one or two things from my story. It's not easy if you really want to have a baby and things is not working out the way you plan it, but I believe God's time is the best. So before I got pregnant, so when people say God's time is the best, I usually look at them like, when is it going to be the God time? But I believe God time is the best. But you cannot just sit down and think that God is going to come from heaven to help you. You're going to help yourself. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse. So yeah, everything I'm going to tell you today is just based on my experience and what I do differently that make the last IVF successful. So yeah, let's just jump right to this video. Before I tell you guys my story, how the whole thing started and all that, the fails one and the successful one, I would like to first start from what you need to know before you go into IVF. So it's already on my phone. I read it online, I screenshot it, and I would like to read it for you guys. Can have an idea what you are about to go into. Yeah, so let's just jump right into it. Making a decision to do in vitro fertilization is both exciting and nerve-wracking. On one hand, the procedure puts you a step closer of getting pregnant. On the other hand, not knowing what to expect and worrying about whether it works or not is stressful. Hear what you should know. I just need to read these things for you guys so that you can be prepared and know what to expect when it comes to IVF. IVF is not something that you're just going to go in and speak to your daughter and everything is just going to happen. It doesn't work like that. IVF doesn't work like that. Number one is IVF requires a lot of time and work. IVF is a labor-intensive process with multiple doctor's visits. Guys, the most annoying part of this thing is me going to doctor's appointment every now and then, especially if you are working, talking to your boss most of the time, like you have an appointment today, you have an appointment tomorrow, you have an appointment. It's annoying, especially if you are working in a busy environment. So here's the IVF process step by step. For 10 to 12 days, you will take fertility medications, usually self-administered shots, to stimulate the ovaries to produce multiple eggs. During that time, you will have to go to the doctor's office for blood work and ultrasound almost every day. So do you see what I said? Telling your boss you are going out, you have an appointment with your doctor today, it's always like gonna raise an alarm, like, are you the only person in this company? Are you the only person working here? Why will you be going for an appointment almost every other day? It's just stressful. So once the stimulation phase is done, the doctor will remove the eggs from your ovaries under general anesthesia and combine them with your partner's sperm in the laboratory. It could be your partner's sperm or it could be a donor sperm. So they just have to use it to to combine both of them together to know if it's going to fertilize your egg. So 3 to 5 days after the egg retrieval, one or more embryo will be placed back into your uterus. Any extra may be frozen for future IVF cycle. 2 weeks later, you will return to doctors for a blood pregnancy test to determine if the IVF worked. I don't need to explain that. So the next one is you should get your health in check beforehand. Achieving a healthy weight, limiting alcohol intake, and quitting tobacco and other substance use can be greatly improve IVF successful rates. Do I have to explain that one? You know what that means. So if you are drinking, you have to quit drinking. If you are smoking, you have to quit smoking. I mean, your earth weight, you have to be right. You have to be eating right. You have to be doing things right before you go into this process. So the next one, I have a lot on my phone, but I just want to pick the one that is very, very important. IVF does not guarantee you will get pregnant. Yes, this one is very, very important. Unfortunately, IVF does not work for everyone. Some people get pregnant the first time, others need to repeat the process a time or two, and some couples aren't successful even after multiple attempts. Whether or not IVF is successful depends mostly on your age. According to the latest national data from the Society for Assisted Reproduction Technology, SAT, the IVF successful rate from women using their own egg was 48% from women under age 35 and dropped to only 3% for women under age 42. IVF does not guarantee you will get pregnant. No, but that doesn't mean all hope is lost. If your odds of achieving pregnancy through IVF are low, or you already tried a cycle or two unsuccessful, there are other options to consider, including using donor embryo from family who use IVF and donated their spare embryo after completing their family, or donor sperm. That means it is still possible for your baby dreams to come true. As I understand this one now, it's basically saying that if you use your egg and your egg does not work for you, your partner's sperm or your boyfriend's sperm, your donor's sperm, I don't know, if it doesn't work for you, you can still speak to the doctors if they have anyone that has their embryo left for, to donate to people that are still looking for a baby. If you are trying on your own and it doesn't work for you, but anyway, I use my own egg. It was my egg that I used, and I'm so happy it works out. So yes, I use my egg. That's basically what I want you guys to know when it comes to IVF. If this thing is happening, we women we are the one that people always blame. Like, maybe she's the one that couldn't get pregnant, maybe something is wrong with her, all those kind of talk now. Especially if you are from Africa, you get what I'm trying to say. When I was in university, it's not as if I've never been pregnant before, so I've been pregnant like then it's just like a wanted baby. Back then I wasn't ready to be a mom, and I just felt sad, like when I don't need this thing, it kept coming. But now that I'm so desperate to be a mom, it's not happening. If you get what I'm trying to say, that was why I said in the beginning of this video that God time is the best. And then before this thing really happened, anyone that is close to me and the person is trying to tell me that just wait, don't worry, everything will happen. There are some people that have their kids at age 45, 50, 60, and I tell them, please, if it's going to happen, let it happen now. I don't want to be old before I start raising my own children. Like, how now? When I'm 60, God forbid, I had my first child at 50 years old. So by the time I'm 60, my baby is 10. By the time I'm 70, my baby is 20. No, I want to spend good quality time with my kids or my baby. So yeah, I always rebuke it when anybody say, yeah, God's time is the best. I know God's time is the best, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to people who are still having their kids at age 60, age 50, that's not the plan for myself. And that is not the kind of plan I want God to have for me. You understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so when I first started my first cycle, we were able to get 3 eggs after when you stimulate your egg. After 10 to 12 days, they'll ask you to come for to retrieve your egg. So then we have 5 eggs and 2 was just fertilized. So out of the 2, I'm going to insert picture somewhere here, guys, to show you the first 2 that we first had. And after the egg retrieval, after 3 days, the doctor called me. Then, guys, I don't know anything about IVF. I just leave all the work for my doctors. That was why I said, do your own research. Don't leave your doctor to do all the work for you. So after 2 days, he asked me to come in. After 2 or 3 days, she asked me to come in to transfer the embryo. So when I saw the embryo, I wasn't feeling good about it because it wasn't looking healthy at all. The embryo wasn't looking healthy. I know deep down inside my heart that this is not going to work, but I don't want to say it out and I don't want to tell anybody about it. I just know that this is not going to work. This this is not it, this is not it, this is not it, this is not gonna work. So eventually she just transferred the embryo, and she said after we have to wait for 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks they're gonna call me to come for a blood work and let me know if I'm pregnant or not. So after 2 weeks, before 2 weeks, I've already known to myself, I don't feel like I'm pregnant, you know. Like I said, guys, this is not my first pregnancy. Like, I don't have, I don't mean to say that I have baby, but this is not the first pregnancy. If you are pregnant before, you know, you will have the feeling when you get pregnant. So I don't have those feelings. Before I left for my blood work, I've already done a pregnancy test at home, and the pregnancy test was negative. So yeah, I know I wasn't pregnant. So yeah, they took my blood. I came back home. They called me. She's sorry that I'm not pregnant. And this time around, we don't have any embryo left. We just have to start all over again, another cycle. So I felt so bad. I cried. I get over it. I went back to work. I just keep working, you know, to take the thing out of my mind. I think after 3 months or so, or 3-4 months, I can't really remember, we started another cycle. But this time we had 8 eggs, and out of 8 eggs, 5 was fertilized. First call from the doctor was 5 was fertilized, that they will keep looking at the embryo and see if they keep develop. After 5 days, they will let us know how many do we have left. So yeah, after 5 days, she called me back and she told me that we have 4 embryo that's really fertilized, are very good to transfer whenever we are ready. So, and yeah, so after she told us that we have 4 embryo, then we decided to transfer 2. So we transferred 2 embryo. The day of my transfer, the embryologist, she told me that my embryo is perfect, it's fine. She has never seen a good embryo like this in her life. Oh, this is going to work out. Don't be panicked. Everything is fine. Blah blah blah. She just keeps smiling, happy for me, you know, that my embryo is perfect. So we decided to transfer 2. So after that, I came back home, and as usual, I have to wait for 2 weeks. Then they will call me to let me know if I'm pregnant or not. For that 2 weeks, I think after 10 days, I take a pregnancy test at home. You know, I was so happy as well when she's happy, and you know, I'm not a doctor, like I said. When she told me like everything is fine, I shouldn't be panicking, this is it, I'm gonna be a mother of 2 at once. So yes, so she called me. I took the test by myself at home. Negative. I just keep praying to God, like, God, what is happening? This baby is kicking right now. So like I was saying, and I took this test at home. The test was negative. I was like, God, why? So I just keep fingers crossed, like, okay, wait till you get to the hospital and you do your blood work, and we'll know if you are pregnant or not. So I went there, and they took my blood. I came back home as usual. So she called me and she said she's sorry I'm not pregnant, guys. It was so painful. It's more painful than the first one, and I keep remember what the embryologist say and the doctor say about my embryo before it was transferred. The two embryo that I transferred, and they are perfect, they are this, that. Where is the perfection here now? Why is it not sticking to my uterus? What is going on? You know, I kept crying. So I just give up, stop crying. So yeah, so after that, after I had unsuccessful the second time, this is the second time. So I started watching this doctor on YouTube. She always talking about IVF, the process, what you need to know, what you need to do, you need to speak to your doctor, you need to do your research, you need to know so many things about what you are going through, what you are going into. So so many things. I start taking notes, writing things down to know what is really happening. Why is it not happening? Why this thing keep failing? You know, not when you be told that you have a perfect embryo and at the end of the day you are not pregnant. So what is really happening? Where is the problem? What is, you know, I have so many questions that I need to ask myself, to ask my doctor. And I kept watching this video, and you guys know I live in Germany. It's not like doctors are not doing their job, but it's not like a English speaking country like you can really relate with your doctor. And besides, I don't have my personal doctor. Anytime I have an appointment, any doctor I met is going to be my doctor. So I started watching this doctor on YouTube. I think he specialized on IVF. So I decided to start watching his video. I will read so many things online and watch different videos as well. Doing my research to know what is really happening. So just to cut this story short, one of his video I heard about progesterone. Before you do a transfer, your progesterone level has to be accurate. If it's not accurate, your IVF is not going to be successful. I mean, if it's too low, you don't have a successful story. You have a successful IVF. Why am I pointing my hand like this? You don't have a successful IVF. So yeah, and before I transfer, and the day, so I called them. We started making appointments. I started going there. They started taking my blood, to prepare my body for my transfer. And they took my blood that day. The day of my transfer, let me just cut the story short. They took my blood. They asked me to come. They took my blood the day of the transfer and they want to do the transfer. Let me read some things for you about progesterone. How does progesterone support pregnancy? During ovulation, eggs are released from the ovaries follicle and the ovaries begin to produce progesterone. This hormone prepares the uterine lining to receive and nourish an embryo. If a woman becomes pregnant, the ovaries continue to produce progesterone for about 8 weeks, at which point the placenta takes over progesterone producing. If a woman doesn't become pregnant, progesterone level decreases, which trigger menstruation. Furthermore, progesterone used after egg retrieval and embryo transfer. During the IVF treatment process, medications are used to encourage the body to produce multiple follicles and prevent early ovulation. In addition, the eggs are retrieved from the body by the IVF doctor rather than through the natural productive process. All of this affects your progesterone level. To maintain healthy progesterone level that supports pregnancy, we prescribe progesterone supplements. Patients should start taking progesterone on their egg retrieval day. Daily use of progesterone supplements should continue until you get result of your pregnancy test. If you test positive for pregnancy, you should continue to take progesterone supplements through all or most of your first trimester. Typically, patients that became pregnant after IVF take progesterone supplements for 10 to 12 weeks. If you don't test positive for pregnancy after IVF, you can stop taking the progesterone supplements. Progesterone level during IVF and pregnancy. Throughout your IVF treatment process, we will monitor your progesterone and other hormones level through routine blood tests. This allows us to determine if you are ready for the retrieval and transfer. Guys, did you hear that point? Throughout your IVF treatment process, we will monitor your progesterone and other hormone level through routine blood tests. This allows us to determine if you are ready for the retrieval and transfer and to adjust your medication as needed. Typically, we want your progesterone level to be at least 10 or 12 ng/ml for embryo transfer. Guys, do you understand what I just read now? I hope so. If you don't understand, please rewind and go and listen to what I just read out now. So guys, what I'm trying to say here is that they don't test my progesterone level. They took my blood, I don't know. But what I mean is, at least before they do the transfer, they should have known if the level of my progesterone is enough before they do the transfer. Do you get what I mean? But they didn't do that for me. Even if they do, they should have known the level of my progesterone before they asked me before they said they want to do the transfer. What I mean is, after they took the blood, if I'm making any sense, after they took the blood the morning of my transfer, they should have allowed me to go home or should wait and they do the test again, let me know the progesterone level is okay before they transfer the embryo into my uterus. The last one, which is the one that I'm carrying right now, I fight them. I know that we fight, but I let them know, like, and I keep telling them, keep lying to them that I have a friend. I have a sister in the US that she's a doctor. She told me, if you want to do your next transfer, make sure that they do your progesterone test, make sure they know the level before they do the transfer. I just let them, I keep telling them. Not that they really listen to me anyway. They took my blood and money. Before the transfer, I keep telling the doctor, like, don't you think we need to know my progesterone level before we do this transfer? She just said, don't worry, we'll let you know if anything happens. And I keep repeating it again. You know, this is another doctor again. Like I said earlier, each time I go there, any doctor that I see, that's the person that's going to attend to me. I don't have a permanent doctor. So yeah. And she said, no, don't worry. If anything is going to happen, they will let me know. Then I said, okay, no problem. Then I left. They do the transfer. Just keep my fingers crossed and hope for the best. So I came back home and I called my sister. I told my sister everything. She just said, Kemi, don't worry, everything will be fine. Keep praying. I said, I know I'm praying, but then heavenly help those who help themselves. I cannot keep praying to God now and I don't help myself here. How is going to help me? And I did everything in my power, you know, to talk to the doctor, to let them know my opinion, let them reason with me. I'm not trying to teach them their job, but at least no knowledge loss. You understand what I'm trying to say? So my sister just said, just let's keep praying. What can you do now? Nothing you can do. So I came back home. I just keep praying to God. God, please help me. Help me. I don't want to lose this one again. I have just one left over there, and I just don't want to go back to do IVF again. If I'm going to get pregnant in the future, I just want to be in a natural way, because guys, IVF is stressful. IVF is stressful. It's draining. It's time consuming. You know, if you don't have mind, it's not something that I can advise anybody to go into. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. So I just kept praying to God, like, God, please make this thing work for me, you know. So yeah, next day, can you believe it, guys? The doctor called me like, oh, your progesterone test just came in now, and then you have to go to your pharmacy now. We're going to pass some medication to them now, so you can get them and start taking progesterone injection. That the embryo was already transferred. Guys, this is not funny, as in. Then I said, okay, what can I say? I gave them the pharmacy fax number. They faxed the the prescription to them. So I went there, I got there, I told them, they checked their fax machine and they saw the prescription from the hospital that I used. I just don't want to mention the hospital's name. They told me that they don't have this medication now. I have to come back tomorrow. They have to order this medication for me. They don't have it in stock. What can I do? I need to take this thing. That's what I told them. Please, how can you help me? How can I get it? Should I go to other store? And the lady said, even if you go to other store, they're going to tell you the same story. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do anymore at this point. And I keep crying. As in, I don't know how water just keep rolling from my eyes. Like, oh, yes. This baby is not going to make it. This baby is not going to make it. As long as the progesterone level is low, the baby is not going to make it. So yeah, I just keep begging them that, is there any other thing they can do for me? I need to take this thing today. And I start telling them my story. And the lady fed for me. She decided to call the company that will send this medication, send it today. That is very, very important that this patient has to start administering this medication today, you know, the injection today. And luckily for me, they said yes. And she said I have to go and come back later to take it. I didn't go. I didn't go. I just told her that I will hang out somewhere or I will stay here. She said you can't stay here. After I got the medication, guys, I couldn't believe it. I took my first shots right there because I don't just want to miss anything. And normally I'm taking vaginal progesterone as well. The vaginal progesterone, I'm supposed to be taking it morning and night, but because of the fact that my progesterone level is low, I started taking it morning, afternoon, and evening. And I've already read online as well that nothing is going to happen to your baby even if you take excess progesterone, like vaginal progesterone. So I decided to be taking them morning, afternoon, and night. And I don't know if that is what really helped me as well. I started taking the injection and the vaginal progesterone, and I keep my fingers crossed. God, please, after 14 days, I want to hear good news. I don't want to lose this baby. I don't want to lose this embryo again. So after 14 days, I was called to come to the hospital. And before I left, I already did my home test and the test said I'm pregnant, guys. I was pregnant. So I'm happy already. And I went there to do my blood work as usual. So I came back home later. They told me that I'm pregnant. How exciting. I was so happy. Like, I was so happy. Like, finally, I'm going to be a mom. I'm gonna be a mom. Finally, I'm gonna be a mom. I'm gonna be a mom. You know, it's been a journey, really, guys. It's been a journey. But I just thank God I didn't give up on myself, and I do my research. Even if you are not going to take much out of this video, guys, please, if you really want to do IVF, please do your research. Don't leave your doctor to do everything for you, please. I mean, work along with them, do your own research. If you have anything to bring on the table, bring it on. Let them know your opinion. Let them know where you are coming from. Let them know what you are trying to say. Let them know everything you think you know. See, if I didn't do my homework, if I didn't do my if I didn't do some reading, watch some videos online on YouTube, I don't even have anybody that did IVF. Like, personally, I think I'm the only person in my family that go through this stuff. I don't have any friend that went through IVF process. So yeah, that is it. If you want to take anything out of this video, please, if you want to do this thing, make sure that you don't leave your doctor to do the whole thing for you. I know you are paying your money at least to make it fast and successful, but it's rare for you to do IVF once and have a successful story. It's very, very rare. Very, very, very rare. I'm losing my voice already. I think I need to end this video right here. Okay, guys, that's wrap up today's video. I hope you like this video. If you do, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you are new here, subscribe to my channel. It's free of charge. And yeah, other than that, I will see you in my next one. Click on any of these two videos right here to see my face right now. And if you are new here, you can as well subscribe to my channel right here. It's free of charge. I will definitely see you in my next video. Bye.